This is a great movie. You're not going to regret it.
Time to get serious about movies.
It's your front row seat to Hollywood's best movies here on Cinema at the Cinema.
Hey folks, it's me again, Tim Heidecker, back with another episode of On Cinema at the Cinema with your host, Tim Heidecker. And I'm with my guest, Greg Turkington, who's back on the show this week.
Hey guys, good to be here. As always, we've got the latest information on the latest movies.
And I did.
They're so uncomfortable.
I did make this pledge to Greg that I wasn't going to do too much personal talk this season, and trying to stick with that. But as you guys can tell, the skin's getting worse, and we are. You can almost see. I hate to do this, gross everybody out like it's a horror movie, but you can almost see some of the skull, the cheekbone coming through, because the skin's just fallen off. So next week, we'll be able to announce the potential donors, the finalists that we're putting together. We've got a great group who I believe are the finalists for who's going to end up donating skin to bring my face back to its old natural beauty.
I thought they used, car accident victims and things like that for that.
No, it needs to be living skin. So, and by the way, I have to penalize you a little bit here. No outside food. We want to stick to
you guys
John
don't
Lonard's
have any,
menu, respect his menu.
You don't have any popcorn on the menu.
Yes, we do. We had the truffle oil popcorn.
Well, I got sick from one bite of that, and it's not popcorn.
All right, let's get into the movies.
I just wanted to say, everybody, the Victorville Film Archive and Film Center will be closed for the next few days. We're having to do some renovations based on some black mold. I'm afraid there was an issue, and the city of Victorville came in, and this is something you really need to grab by the horns and put some of this money you keep bragging that you're making into, because there are regulations in Victorville. And I found some of the black mold in the ceilings and in the carpeting. And I'm getting letters now from a couple of the major film studios who are saying we need to pay licensing fees or they're going to shut us down. And this is all stuff that I've tried to talk to you about, but you're either out of town or I throw the letters away or you're not interested. But it really does jeopardize the future of the cinema if we can't get these issues under control. And there's so many people in town and that come from out of town to see our programs that will be very disappointed if this closure lasts much longer than it already has.
All right, well, I'll have somebody from the foundation look into it and get that cleaned up. I don't want to leave the Victorville Film Center in a lurch. If you're in Madrid this weekend, I'll be performing with DJ Stomp at the All Music.
See, this would be a good weekend for you to come back to Victorville with me and clean out this mold.
Pardon me. This weekend in Madrid, I'll be at the All Points Music Festival with DJ Flo, myself, DKR, and Noel. So that's that. And let's get a quick order in. There's Mark around before I get into this. Let me see.
Just do this before the show if you give him the order before the show.
I'm telling you this for the
but
second time now.
Nobody needs to see this. Nobody wants
I'm
to see
telling you this for the second time. This is a demonstration of the proof of... this is a demonstration of how
you did it last week.
Well, people might not have watched last week.
Well, they can watch it online.
And I'm hungry. What did I do last week?
You had the lobster mac.
Right.
And then the 16-ounce Belgian wheat, I think. And Greg had truffle popcorn.
Which was horrible. And I don't want it again.
Let me get...
Just put your order in before we start filming. This is insane.
Any specials? No. You know what, let me get the Kobe sliders.
Do you want ketchup or?
Do the aioli and the truffle oil. And the hand-cut fries. And just the Pilsner, 16 ounce. And 20.
20 ounce food. Greg, what do you
I
want?
already brought my own food.
You can't bring food in. What do you want?
Thanks, Mark. All right, first up is T2. Trainspotting, starring Danny Boyle.
I hate these seats.
Danny McGregor, Johnny Lee Miller. Continuation of the Trainspotting saga, reuniting original characters. All right. So this is a Terminator movie. This is a remake of the Arnold Schwarzenegger. Arnold Schwarzenegger.
It's a different T2.
Well, I know he's not in it. That's sort of one of the bummers.
It's a remake of Trainspotting. It's called T2.
I thought the old Terminator comes back from.
That was T2 Terminator. This is T2 Trainspotting.
Okay.
There's lots of movies that have 2 in the titles.
But it's not a remake then.
It's not a remake of the Terminator movies. It's a sequel of Trainspotting.
That's what I was wondering when
T2 could be the name of a platform at a train station or something from a train schedule. It doesn't necessarily have to do with Terminator.
No, I know, but I just
Could be the name of a train. Catch the T2 to London or whatever.
I was waiting for Arnold to come in from the future.
He's not in it.
And
it's the same guys from the first Trainspotting, which was a great movie about the horrors of drug addiction, which is something that I'm familiar with from working on this show.
All right. Anyway, I give it 5 bags either way. 5 bags of popcorn for T2.
I'm going to give it T5 bags of popcorn, sort of as a tip of the hat to the title of the movie, T2.
All right, our next movie is The Belko Experiment, starring Greg McLean with actor Andrea Arginano, Josh Brender, Tony Goldwyn. In a twisted social experiment, 80s Americans are locked in their high-rise offices in Bogota and ordered by an unseen voice to take part in a game of kill or be killed. Thank you very much. Put it on the table there. Put it on the table. All right. What did you think of the Bogota experiment, buddy?
If it's an experiment, it's a success, and it's the type of experiment that I hope they repeat in film laboratories all over the world. This is a type of movie we need more of. It's a thriller. It takes place in a tall building, and that is frightening
I used to have
in
a
itself. But then you bring in the terrorists.
I used to have such an aversion to
Heights.
beef. It always gave me diarrhea.
Because of the movie.
Ever since I'd gone Kobe, I only do Kobe beef, and now it flows right through.
This is another show.
Sorry, Mark. Come here. I want the aioli truffle oil, not the ketchup. Come on.
I think this is a kind of movie that if he had lived, Hitchcock would have enjoyed directing. It's very frightening, and when you bring in a team of terrorists to a high-rise building, anything can happen. So I will give the Belko Experiment 5 bags of popcorn and 2 test tubes, each one filled with a little bit of that movie magic.
Okay. All right. I'll keep that. Yeah, keep that. Put it here. All right, before we go, I just want to pay tribute to, everyone's been asking me to do this, pay tribute to our wonderful chef, Chef John Lonard. John, you want to come out here quick? And he's not really camera ready, but what's up, boss?
Hey.
What's up? You know Greg? Have you met Greg yet?
No, but hey.
I passed him when I was microwaving my popcorn.
So, it's great having you on board. The food has been amazing. I'm just loving everything I've had so far. We did that tasting party the other day, which is awesome.
This could be a time for a popcorn classic instead of talking to this guy who knows nothing about movies.
Well, I just had the sliders. They were out of this world. Fries were great. I was telling everybody, I always had, my stomach never agreed with beef, and I always had trouble eating steaks and hamburgers and everything, and I would get diarrhea, and now that I've turned over to Kobe, it's just so much easier on the digestive system, but it tastes better too. So tell us a little bit about your background, your inspiration, how you came up with this menu.
Well, I went to Cordon Bleu.
It's basically the best food school in the world.
Not a film school.
And I met him actually at the 4 Points by the airport in the Tulsa, the Oklahoma City airport. I was down there for the Shine Music Festival, big EDM fest. And I had his food. I mean, you were cooking in that kitchen there, and it was like best. It was the best piece of fish I ever had. And so I was like, I got to meet the chef. And I met you, and we kind of hung out all night. And now you're here.
Yeah, yeah.
What is your favorite menu? If you had to pick one on the menu that you're just like so proud of, what would it be?
Definitely the popcorn shrimp.
Yeah, it's got like a little bit of a Cajun kick to it, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think the big thing for me, this sort of revelation for me has been that truffle oil you're putting on everything. That stuff's nuts. What is
It's a
it?
revelation for me too. It's horrible.
It's basically mushrooms that only pigs can smell. And so these pigs, it's unbelievable.
Sniffing around the dump and they find these things?
No.
That's where I threw my bowl of truffle popcorn.
I'm not like a mushroom guy. I don't like a lot of mushrooms. I love vegetables and stuff.
Well, not in popcorn.
But this had just a little bit of extra. It's on the fries, it's on the burgers, it's on everything. And the popcorn.
Where it doesn't belong.
So anyways,
Yeah.
thank you so much for coming on. And
Back to your microwave.
yeah.
See y'all later.
All right, we'll see you next week on Cinema.
Why don't we just do a separate show for this cooking crap so we can talk about movies? We haven't had any popcorn classics.
You did the Belko Experiment. You went on and on about the Belko Experiment. I was going to see that shit.